think going to be the most successful person? The one who works the hardest or the one who has the most fun and knows themselves? You know, when I was teaching, I had one student who said to me, "Why do I have to learn this? When am I going to use it?" And I realized that, I had never thought about that. When I was in school, I just learned whatever they told me to learn. And I never really thought about, what I was going to do with it or why it was important to learn it. And I remember when I went to my high school reunion, I found out that the people who I call majored in lunchroom, in other words, the kids that skipped classes, that weren't the best students, were the most successful. And I started to realize that, success isn't about, learning and getting good grades. And, it's really about understanding who you are and what you're good at. Think about it. The kids in high school who had the most friends, were in the most activities, had good relationships, they knew who they were. They knew that they were good at certain things. And what I've come to realize is that's what's really important. When you think about the real world, it's about relationships. It's about working with people. It's about sales. It's about, what you can do. It's about, enjoying what you do. We always talk about finding your passion, but how can you be passionate about something if you don't even know what you enjoy doing? So what I realize is that, it's about understanding who you are. It's understanding that you are naturally wired to be good at certain activities. And just being good at learning things and getting good grades doesn't mean you're going to be good at applying the knowledge. So ask yourself, when you think about all the time you spent studying, all the times you spent learning things, how much of it have you really used? How much of it have you really applied? And so what I want you to think about is, really, what are you good at? What really kind of lights you up when you're doing it? And that's what's really important. It's about what how you can apply knowledge, not how much knowledge you have. And I see people getting so many degrees, and I'm like, school doesn't really teach you how to apply it or what you're really, good at. So that's the important thing to understand before you go getting more degrees and learning more things. It's, what do you naturally enjoy doing? What are you naturally good at? What do you, what do people say you're really good at? And what really brings you joy? Because just learning things doesn't mean you're going to be good at it. I know I was a good student, but when it came to the actual jobs, I wasn't good at it. It didn't align with who I was as a person. So just ask yourself, what are you really good at? And the important things to look at are, you have natural abilities, and behind what you can do is an ability. And just by learning stuff, it doesn't mean you have that natural ability behind it. And you also have personality traits. So that's what's important to look at. And the contribution, is it something that you enjoy solving this problem, and the people you're around, you enjoy them, and the reward that you get for it, is it fulfilling to you? So ask yourself those questions. One, what abilities do you have? What personality traits are you expressing? What problems are you good at solving? Who are the people you enjoy helping? And what makes it really rewarding for you? In other words, what's the compensation? And then you look at the things that you want to learn. Learn those things so you'll be able to do those, solve those problems and do those activities. But we talk about learning first, but we don't think about all those other things that come with actually applying the knowledge. So comment below and let me know what you've learned about yourself by listening to this video.